What's up? How you doing? Here we are, January, was it the 5th today, Thursday, 2023, and we're gonna do chicken souvlaki. Have the chicken in there. Just need a few things: salt, pepper, garlic. It's all garlic in there. Olive oil, lemon, and the chicken itself, or the chickens themselves. Got the cutting board here. This cutting board is made from olive tree wood, so we use that. Have a little rubbing alcohol. Touch the chicken and your hands get all disgusting, so I have that. And then for later, after the meal, I have nettle leaves, organic, 100% organic. So you make a nice tea out of these. Get the water nice and hot. You don't want to boil it, but just before it boils, add, I don't know, tablespoon or something. Let it sit there for 5 minutes and then sip away. Now, when these are growing wild and you go through them, any bare skin that touches these leaves will break out in a rash. It doesn't last that long. I mean, you put it under cold water, it'll eventually dissipate, but it will give you a rash, and it's a bit of a stinging sensation. So, nettle, needle, and it says Best Buy May 2025. We'll make some later. And then we have the knife right there, very sharp. So, nice knife. It's a high carbon steel, and we're going to cut these chickens up. And then inside I have the bamboo skewers. I have them in water right now. Gonna leave them in water for, they say 30 minutes. I do about an hour, but I'm gonna let these soak in the olive oil with all these ingredients for a few hours, so I guess they're gonna stay in there a lot longer. And you put them in there so they don't burn up, right? So anyway, in my house growing up, we had a couple of knives. One that was kind of like this, but not as wide, not as thick, and they were dull. But my mother liked them that way because she didn't want to take off a hand. So they were dull, but they were good enough to cut with enough force. But you could have taken it on top of your hand and done that, and it wouldn't have cut you. And then me and my father went down to a, first time we ever went to a, what do you call those things? Not a yard sale, the other one's the, I forget what they call them. A flea market. First time, so we're driving by this massive flea market place, and my father looked, he's like, what's going on in there? I said, there's a flea market there. He's like, what's that? So I told him, and we stopped, and we ended up going to some guy who was selling kitchen knives, and we bought one that was pretty sharp. And I can't remember how many times my mother cut her finger on that, but, and eventually that got dull. That's why you need a sharpener. And I have a sharpener. 4 scissors, 4 knives, and I have one for pencils. I want to say the rain has finally stopped. There's big fluffy clouds now, but I don't think the rain is coming back. But you never know. I'm not a weatherman. Okay, so the chicken has been cut into squares, and now we're going to cut up the garlic, mash it up a bit, mix it in with the olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon, and then apply it onto the chickens. I don't know. To me, it sounds good to say chicken. So garlic, and these are from Christopher Ranch in Gilroy, California. Family-owned farm, organic. So that's it. I like the garlic. My personal record for eating garlic raw. I have eaten 2.5 bulbs raw with olive oil and bread in one sitting, and I think I did it in all within, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So I chopped it up in fine pieces, mushed it up, put it into the olive oil, gave it a little spin, and then I would take bread, put a bunch of garlic, like a couple tablespoons on you know, bread about that size, and eat it. You would be very surprised how much heat garlic has when you eat a lot of it. Like your mouth is on fire. So that's my record, personal record. I'm sure there's others that have done a lot more than that. But I have eaten not these kind of bulbs, big ones. These are a little bit on the small side. I had bulbs that were much larger, 2.5, and not cloves, bulbs.
What I made.
Oh, that's cool. My daughter's been making packages, the official package of M&M's, Doritos.
I made 2 so far.
She draws these and then puts them together. They feel like little pillows.
My best one is the Doritos one.
Yes.
This one's, it's like
But
paper squishy, yeah?
yes. Getting back to the garlic, one day I may try for 3 bulbs. And I remember the night I did that, I had really good olive oil, really flavorful, nice and green. I've been to Kilroy. Many years ago, my wife and I went to Kilroy, where they grow garlic. So we drive, it was nighttime. It was kind of cool out, and we entered the town and said, "Welcome to Kilroy." And within like 5 seconds of driving, the windows were up, but inside the car was an overwhelming smell of garlic, like crazy. You have to go to know what I'm talking about. Very intense. And we haven't been up there since. But we keep talking about going back. Maybe buying some garlic directly from the manufacturers.